All right, here we are. Uh, I'm more so using this video as a journal entry more than anything else. It's been a minute since I've recorded a video, mostly out of just feeling like a cringe person, I suppose. You know, talking to a camera, walking around the place like da da da. And I mean, it's really just being self-conscious at the end of the day. I mean, everyone has a different level of consciousness or awareness to an extent, but I don't know if you can call it a blessing or a curse, but I do believe, or I do feel like at times I am more so cursed when it comes to just feeling things too deeply, caring about things too deeply, you know. I guess just perceiving my world more than it needs to be seen, if that makes sense. Because it's all really up to perception, and it's like in that awareness, in that being said, I think even compared to my peers, not to even make this like a I'm better than another person or I'm pointing at another person type situation, but I think I'm a pretty emotionally mature guy. I mean, I'm 24, you know, nearing on to 25 this year, and I don't know, some things going on at 25 is just it's weird. Like, things aren't making sense, but at the same time it's like I know I need what I need to do, and it's all these expectations, whether it was societal or self-made or you know, expectations of your family or whoever it is. It's just something that constantly rains down on you, and then it all leads back to the same thing that I was kind of saying: perception and awareness. How do you perceive it? Because if we were even supposed to hop on a topic of self-talk, I would definitely say, like, some people might the best comparison I could possibly use is some people's inner monologue or inner voice is more so that of a cheerleader, like, hey, you got it, you can do it, you know, keep it up. And as opposed to me, I don't know, I got a fucking drill sergeant up in this bitch, bro. Like, I fucking hate myself, bro. And it's like, I tell myself, you know what you need to do, you know, you need to lock in, you know, you need to change and blah blah blah. But saying it is one thing, and then the action that leads to it is another. Like, it's almost like as if I can't will myself to do the things that I need to do. And it's just funny because it's like a lot of self-perceived or self-made limitations and, what would I even say, blocks. Not even blocks, but okay. So, and on the aspect of dating, I don't know about y'all, I love women, bro. I love women too much to a fault. And it's like, it's one of those things where I want to be the best version I can be for myself and the person that I want to like date or whatever. But then it's like, because I feel like I'm a piece of shit, I stop myself from dating. But then going back to even what I was saying before with the whole leading on to 25 thing, I had to, man, I'm in the gym, I'm working out, I'm doing Muay Thai, I'm trying to eat better, you know. I'm like leaning up a bit. I would never even say I'm a lean guy, but I feel like I'm changing. I feel good physically, at least. That's one fucking thing I got going on at this point. I also hung myself already. If y'all ever feel like that, because I don't even know what to say at this point, I want my first video to be flagged, make sure you call the hotline. Yeah. Going back to what I was saying, it's just man, I feel like my T is like the highest it's ever been in my life, and all I feel is just constant yearning for somebody. But it's also being able to discern, like, and not even to say I'm the most religious person. I'm not. I don't even know if I can say I'm religious. I believe in the universe, or the universe being God, or God being, it doesn't matter. Because I really even think all of that is cultural, and it really is based upon where you're born and what your parents imparted on you or what you learned. But it all is kind of the same thing at the end of the day. that's a different topic to get into. But with that being said, man, a boy is just horny, man. And all I feel is constant anger. And it's like I just feel pent up in life, man. It's just, I want to become a better person. You know, I do want to dabble in the field of dating and stuff, but then it's like, I tell myself, oh, you're not that guy yet. You're not where you need to be. And who even created these, like, expectations or, you know, standards, I suppose, to say you need to be this, you know, whether it's like the 666, and not even to get into some weird online shit, but I feel like I'm somewhat chronically online, so I know stuff some ish, but you know, like 6 figures, 6 foot, 6 inch, whatever, you know, the list goes on. And I mean, everything's being inflated at this point. Now you're hearing 7, 9 figures. Who the fuck? I don't know anymore, bro. But it's like, with that being said, it's just, shit feels cooked. And like, not to gloat, but I don't think I'm a bad dude. But then at the same time, I'm just like, dang, what am I doing wrong, bro? And then there's the other part of me that's just like, fuck all this shit. Why are you even like chasing this? Just lock in, as what they would like to say. And it's just confusion, man. Like, sometimes I really feel like I need a mentor at this point in life. I wouldn't really say I had like I had a dad, but he was always busy working, doing his own thing. I never really felt like I had somebody that could teach me anything. And not even to make it a victim mindset thing, because we're beyond that now. You know, I'm old enough to be aware of all the things that I've been through in my life and know what I need to work on. But then it's like, with that being said, it's just, is my awareness almost too much of a cripple? Because then I started thinking like, oh, I have a father wound and attachment trauma and blah blah blah, and the list goes on. Or let me not even say I have, but I used to, because again, it's all up to perception. It's what you fucking think, and it all leads back to like, just not even just leads back to even the whole pent up thing, and not even from a sexual perspective, but even just being able to say what I feel and think and express myself on a regular basis. I work in the service industry. I serve and bartend, and honestly, most days I just feel like a blob. Like, I just don't want to talk to people. I'm tired. I'm like honestly just exhausted. And I mean, like, you know, with that being said, we keep it pushing because we gotta make money. Bills gotta be paid. But it's also an industry that just can like trap people in a way. Like, at first it was supposed to be a means to an end, to, you know, acquire certain things, immigration wise, whatever. Long story short, not even to get into my full story, but you know, man, like, been in it for a couple of years now, and I'm just exhausted. You know, I'm tired of people. I'm tired of talking to people. Like, I just feel like I need to change. Yeah, I mean, I almost feel as if working so much, I'm not even able to. This is recording. Okay, it's still recording. I just feel like working so much, I'm not even able to. This is probably a terrible angle, but who fucking cares anymore at this point? I'm not able to just not even express myself, but just, I don't feel like I have time for myself anymore. As in, I would describe myself as being an introvert, and not even in the sense of like, oh, I can't talk to people or hate people, blah blah blah. Like, because I really think that's kind of the idea that most people have when they say they're introverted. It's just more so in the sense that I had to be forced to learn how to talk to people working in the service industry for these years now, and like, even beyond that, there was a point in time I actually found it fun, and, you know, found myself getting better, getting more charismatic. You know, the list goes on. I was networking, meeting people, and so forth. But it's just to the point where, like, if your personality was not for that to begin with, it is so draining when you're off to your own, and then you're just taking on the energy of so many people on a daily, regular basis, every day, and you're going home with this. You can't even like disperse that shit, man. It's just, and that kind of just leads back to me feeling just so tired and over it. And I mean, I just feel pent up, not even from only a sexual perspective, but just emotionally. I don't have time or even energy for my own life, my own things that I have going on. Like, I come home, I sleep, I go to the gym, I rinse, repeat, I go to work, you know. And it's like, damn, man. I try to even sit and meditate or just do some breath work, just try to like disperse it, just release it, you know. Like, I'm pretty big into psychology and topics of stuff like that, so forth. Jesus Christ, what is English anymore? And in terms of the top 5 or the big 5 traits, I've done tests in it before, and not to even say this like fully defines me, but I'm pretty high neuroticism, which is like tendency for negative emotion and just feeling emotions a lot to begin with. And with being high in neuroticism, it's like what comes with that is anxiety, you know, depression, blah blah blah. And these don't define me. Like, I'm beyond these things. I'm aware enough to know of the things that I need to do to work on them. But it's like, with that being said, I do find myself having a tendency to not even be able to live in the present moment. If we want to say like, what is anxiety? Anxiety is stressing about the future, and then depression is stressing about the past, right? In my eyes, at least. And I teeter on both ends, and I find it very hard to even silence the mind, if you want to say it like that. Not on some Zen Buddha monk shit, but just lie down, take a couple breaths, and like kind of just, what would I even say? Breathe in oxygen, release tension and stress, you know, rinse and repeat. Do this over. Like, I'm very big into health and so forth. And I mean, if you guys ever even know about like, or know about Wim Hof, you know, breathing techniques and stuff, breath work, long story short. And I try to do these some days, and to tell you the fucking truth, my brain is just like bing bong, like it's just going at 10,000 miles an hour, man. And I feel it very hard to just even be in the present moment anymore. Like, honestly, I don't even know where this video is going anymore, because we've hopped on multiple different topics. I'm at 13 minutes. If you see me constantly checking my watch, this is like my only way to even really see, I guess, my angle or so or whatever. But, you know, to end it on a bright note, ooh, there's an ambulance. Where the ambulance going? God damn, I hope they're good. To end it on a brighter note, I feel like there's a weird delusion that I've always had, even with all the negativity and, you know, so forth that I feel in my life, confusion, loss, whatever. I always feel like somewhere or somehow I'm gonna make it. I don't really even know how. Nah, no, bro. Like, I don't have to plan fully sorted out, to tell you the truth. I'm just trying to figure it out as time goes by, which, you know, that's what they say, all you can do, or that's all that that's all that they say you can do. But even beyond that, it's just, and this is even more so a message to myself, I guess, try to be kinder to yourself and understand that you're not gonna have everything figured out off rip. And with that being said, you are changing, even if it doesn't feel like that, and you just gotta continue doing the same things, or the things that you know will make the difference, however minute it may feel, because your ego at the end of the day comes in a way and affects your perception of things. It goes all back to perception. Perception is key. Let's call it the title of the video. I don't even know anymore, man. But you know, you go to the gym. That's the best thing I can think of. I'm staring at the damn gym, you know, logo as we speak, if you want to call it that, the sign. Jeez. And it's like progressive overload, man. You step in the gym and it's your first day, and maybe you can only lift a bar, maybe you can lift 2 plates, who knows. Everyone starts somewhere. If you can only add 1 pound the next week, that's still some sort of progress, even if it doesn't feel like that. And that's what I always have to remind myself, like, you're not an overnight project, and shit's gonna take time, and you just need to learn how to give yourself grace, try to change your perception of what's happening. You know, you're not a professional bag fumbler, you're just learning. You're just learning what you don't like or what isn't for you. Man, I don't even know, man. This kind of even goes back to the topic of women, the amount of, dang, that's another video, bro. We'll save that to another video. But yeah, my name's Daniel. It's my first YouTube video, and whoever fucking knows how long. It's just really me saying like random topics that I have on my mind, and I don't even really know where this is gonna go if I ever even upload again. And this is honestly like inspiration from my boy Freebird. You're the one that caused this, bro. Here we are. I was in the gym, and again, I don't even know if I said it in the video, but all I feel these days is just confusion, yearning, anger, fucking anger, man. I'm just angry at myself, angry at everything, angry at not knowing what the fuck is happening. And it's like going back to the topic of emotional intelligence. You gotta find a way to like change the anger or the whatever you feel into a positive emotion, even if it means that you gotta start off using that as fuel, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. Just, why is one boy running right now? The hell? Okay, anyways, just being able to use that as fuel to make the changes, the necessary changes that you may need to make in your life. And I mean, take inventory, you know. Are these devices that you want to carry on for the rest of your life? Sometimes, and this is even me talking to myself, the difficulty or the friction or the tension, whichever term that you want to use, that you may feel when it comes to changing, is what comes with the old version of you dying and a new version of you being born. I don't know if you want to use the phoenix analogy, but it's gonna hurt, and you just gotta push through it, bro. Roll the punches. Yeah, y'all, I'm gonna leave this video with, be kind to yourself and challenge that inner voice, challenge that thought, you know. That's honestly what's been working for me, because it goes back to even my inner dialogue being that of a drill sergeant, and how I fucking hate myself sometimes. But I say some shit and I'm like, is that really the case? You know, what is the world saying to you? What is the perception of the reality that you see, and what is the case? Because these can be two different things sometimes. But yeah, I mean, thanks for watching my video. Leave a comment, subscribe. I don't know if I'll ever upload anything again. Take it easy.